caught this music as it was new, as it was fresh, as it was released. Can you tell us what you remember when this music came out and what that spirit of '59 felt like?
Is this on? Yeah. First time I heard it, actually, I was in New York. I moved to New York in '58, and Symphony Sid had a radio show. I think you remember. And he would get these tapes before the record came out. And so he played it maybe 6 months before and I'm looking for it every day. You know, I'm looking for it. But that particular song ushered in what I think was the modal concept of musicians playing. Because before that, there were montunos, there were, you know, vamps, but they weren't songs that stayed in the same mode. But after So What, it became, I mean, it changed the whole landscape of music. I mean, music changed. People could do different things. They had other ideas of how to work with it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. No, I just heard the record. I just remember the record. You know, just remembering Miles' solo. You know, being perfect, and that very strong one that, you know, from a drummer's perspective, that Jimmy Cobb played. You know, he often says he thought he played too loud.
Right.
But you know, I'm still playing those kinds of ones like today, like I did today. You know, that one piece that we played, that little minor blues, right? So, and that comes directly, as far as I'm concerned, from that record. And even when Elvin Jones does that same thing that I think he got from that record on Wayne Shorter's record, you know, Speak No Evil. Remember, what's it? Right. But I think it comes directly from Cobb playing that on So What.
On kind of blue.
So that's the first. Those are the first things that come to my mind about it. You know, except that it was such a, you know, a powerful statement.
Right.
Okay.
You know, the other.
Another thing too is to show you that it changed the landscape. Jimmy Heath had been working with Miles, and he had a problem and he had to go away. I mean, you can do your homework and find out why if you really want to. But he said when he came back and he was going to go back with Miles, and they were playing So What and stuff. Before he left, they were playing bebop songs and things like that and blues. But when he came back, they were playing this modal music, and he said he didn't know how to approach it. It took him a while to find out how, you know, to figure out how to deal with that, you know, because now you don't have written chord changes, you have a scale, and you're playing off of the mode, you know. So it was a whole different way of playing, and now it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So,
you know, I'm going to go back to the general question now, as far as this idea that is it fair to say that as a community, sometimes, some years, there will be this incredible speed of change where the tempo is way up tempo as far as what is happening, that there's a lot of creative bubbling going on and whatnot. And 1959, just by looking at the recordings, seems to be one of those years. And you guys were kind of in the scene at that point in '59. Is it fair to say that on some years things seem to be in high gear?
maybe, you know, but when you're living through it, you don't see that. You just do it, you know, and so, I mean, you're always trying to do that. You're always trying to be 59.
Right.
You know? So I don't know. When you're living through it, it's hard to say, but We knew it was something different. We definitely knew that.
I was still living in Washington, D.C. He had already moved to New York. So I think he was part of 59.
Right.
I think, he was, Gary was definitely part of that movement. And I never really considered until the documentaries came out that there were cycles like that for this. Now, of course, I'm possibly aware of it, but I'm looking at now what seems to be like the last couple of new cycles that are going. I'm watching that now. I'm seeing, at least again around, the young musicians today. And what about, what's the other saxophone players here this week? This night. Yeah, name it. I'm talking about the guy that, I can't think of his name, that plays with Peabody. Yeah, Wendell, and what's the guy that had been playing with Ambrose? Well, a bunch of these new guys on the scene now, and I'm watching. If personally I'm not that close to it because I haven't played with those guys, I can hear from the talk, from people talking. Those are the guys they're talking about, and of course, but when they talk about you and me, they talk about maybe 59 or something like that. But I'm just seeing how this thing seems to be moving on, and which is, Robbie Coltrane. So I'm thinking that it's beyond commercialism. It's really that folk music evolves to classical music in a very natural way.
Right.
That's what I see.